Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Good. As you can tell by the title, I wanted to show you guys my new Chihuahua puppy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and I wanted to come here and give you just talk about Chihuahua, some things I've learned about them, or at least what I've learned about my Chihuahua, and hopefully give some tips and just some information, period. I know how people like to research things when they're about to get it. So if you're about to get a Chihuahua puppy, this is a video for you. So first thing first, let's meet our little guy. So this is him. Say hi, Milo. This is him. So he's a little over 3 months old. And he is so cute. I want to show you guys him, but he is like such in sleepy mode. His body gets so weak. So here he is. Say hi, Milo. Here's his paws. He's a boy, clearly. Oh, thank you, stinky man. So he is apparently the runt out of his litter, but he was also the firstborn that he was the only one born. So he was born on a day, and then it was nighttime, and then midnight came, and then the next day all the other puppies came like in the morning. So I thought that was pretty cool. Just felt like he was destined to be my puppy, you know. But yeah, enough about that, and let's get into some things that I have discovered about Chihuahua puppies. So first things first is that they are very sweet. They are very loyal dogs. I can already tell that in our household, he is, I would say, more fixated on me. So in my opinion, Chihuahua puppies, you probably do better in a household where they're the only dog, because he's my only dog currently. And he will become fixated, or Chihuahuas have a really big heart. They're very loving, but they probably will fixate on like one person. And that definitely is me. He is definitely my baby. They can be very clingy. They're gonna follow you. He follows me everywhere. Whatever I'm doing, he just kind of wants to be around. And when I say clingy, like if I'm upstairs and I'm like brushing my teeth or something like that, he's right there. And if I'm not like, if I don't show him attention for like an amount of time or even a short amount of time, and he's not like doing that, he's gonna whine. At least my puppy, he's gonna whine. So I don't know if that's really a Chihuahua thing or a Milo thing, or you know, maybe he has already experienced a little bit of separation, which has caused him separation anxiety, like from his from the breeders. Another thing that I've seen for myself is when I do a lot of research, you know, people say like Chihuahuas are not going to eat that much, or they eat very little because they are the smallest dog breed. That's just not my experience. The breeder told me that they kind of left food in the bowl all day and water. So that's kind of what have continued to do. And he goes back and forth to that bowl so many times, like so many times. So I don't see myself changing that right now, because he's a very active dog and he's so small. You know, they're small, but he's so small. So I do want him to kind of bulk up a little bit. So I'm going to keep the food there, and it's probably something I'll do. But yeah, he goes back to that bowl so much, which leads into the next thing I want to talk about, which is the potty training, guys. Oh, gosh, that's probably the most frustrating part, period, for a new dog anyways, to get them house trained. But it's a struggle. And it's not really a struggle because there's that many accidents. It's a struggle because they are so smart. And I know that when he poops, it's mostly pooping as well. I noticed that when he has an accident in the house, it just feels like he's like pushing the boundaries. I take him outside pretty regularly. I've gotten down to like once an hour, once once every while, just because the accidents were getting crazy, and they would happen right after we would come from outside. So we would go outside, He would pee, and we come in, and you turn your head for 2 seconds, and boom, it's like little baby turds. And I'm like, yo. So I have kind of, yeah, that's just where we are. So you just kind of have to stay patient. Patience is key with most things, but especially house training a dog, especially house training a Chihuahua, and for me, especially training Milo. What else? Oh, let's talk about, he hated his collar. So this is what happened to it. We put it on him the first day we got him, and he cried bloody murder. Like literally just cried bloody murder. Cry, kept itching at it, and I'm like, oh, it must be irritating him or something like that. But no, he just didn't want it on, and he pretty much bullied me till I took it off. And yeah, he pretty much bullied me till I took it off, and then he chewed it up, make sure he couldn't put it back on. So I'm not gonna put another collar. I'm not gonna put another collar on him. Probably this material. I'll probably get a leather one that goes when we get his tag and everything like that. So another thing that I have learned or discovered since I have got my Chihuahua puppy is that he does not like leashes, and I just kind of touched on that with the collar, but he also does not like a leash, which is a big thing for me just because I live in like a townhome. I live in a townhome, but I also live in like a complex, you know? So we don't have our like own personal backyard, which is okay. He's so small, but I do walk him around for him to use the bathroom. And it's kind of scary for me because he doesn't like the collar. He doesn't like the leash. Bad experience with the leash. You put it on and he just refused to walk, and was crying, whining. At least my puppy is very vocal, and I think it's very manipulative. He will just cry. Nobody's hurting him, nobody's even touching him, and he's just sitting outside, refusing to walk, crying because you took the leash on. Take the leash off, and he's running around like normal with that because I do live in a complex, and there could be cats, it could be like other rodents, other critters like raccoons or anything, and by him being so small, he looks like jumping prey. So it makes me kind of nervous and uncomfortable to just have him running around without a leash. But like I said, he is a bully. Do not let your Chihuahua puppy bully you. Do not let them. They are okay. They're fine. You have to let them know who's mommy, the master, however you want to call it. You have to let them know that early, not in a violent or aggressive, abusive way, but you just have to kind of stand firm. So that wasn't something I stood firm on, and now I'm in a situation where he chewed up his collar. He cries bloody murder if you put the leash on him. So I'm going to get a harness. Well, I ordered a harness, so hopefully that works better. But that's the only compromise I have in me. I'm going to have to eventually get him trained or comfortable with the harness and leash. It's like crate training and things like that. I don't know. I'm not a big person to put my dog in a cage anyway, regardless. I usually would only use a cage for like house training purposes, or if house training was taking a little longer or things like that. Basically, if the dog keeps having accidents in the home, of course I'm not going to just let them do that around the house. So then we would incorporate the crate. So something that I'm doing, and don't come for me because I don't know. I'm just doing what works best for me and my puppy, and that's what you should do. Is if we do have accidents in the home, I pick him up, I put his nose in it, I verbalize, no puppy or no dog, no Milo, whatever. And then I put him in a cage for a period of time. I didn't have a cage. His cage wasn't here at first. I ordered it from Amazon. Shout out to Amazonian. when the cage is here now, if he does pee or poop in the house, I will put him in the cage for a period of time. And when I do take him out the cage, we will go straight outside. Ooh, I still love me a good Capri Sun. That's pretty much how I'm using the crate. Again, I'm not like the best person to speak on crate training or that, just because I don't really like cages. I'm just too much of a sucker for that. I do not like to hear dogs cry, especially something torturous as them crying while you're trying to sleep. Like, ahead of myself, I would prepare yourself for a lot of activity, a lot of energy. Chihuahua puppies or Milo have a lot of bursts of energy, and he's 3 months old right now. So at the 3 months, a little past 3 months, at the 3 month stage, I'm just noticing a lot of burst of energy, and during those bursts of energy, he is looking to bite through anything. It's more of a struggle to get him to bite the toys than things that are not toys. So he loves to play with things that are not toys. Blankets, socks, my covers, anything on the floor, drawstrings on the pants, t-shirts. Like, those are the things that I cannot get him. I mean, I'm not saying I cannot, but those are the things that I have to redirect his attention from. Like, when he's biting on, I have to, like, no, baby, here's a toy or something like that. So they will bite. I mean, what puppy won't? But again, Chihuahuas are so smart, and if you don't take away anything, just know that they are smart, and they are like little teenagers. They're very mature. He's very mature for a 3 month puppy. Now they say small dogs mature faster than big dogs. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they say. And he at least he is very mature, I think, for his age. So he's a baby, and I understand and respect that aspect, but also at the same time, I can already see how if I let him, how he could take control. And I definitely see how Chihuahuas get a bad rep because they are so small and so cute. Maybe a lot of people just assume that they can kind of bypass a lot of some of these key training aspects because, like, they're so small and they're so cute. How much damage can they really do? Girl, they can do a lot. Just keep all this in mind. If you don't take away anything, know that Chihuahua puppies, Chihuahua dogs, period, are very intelligent, and they know they're very intelligent, and they know it don't take them long to know how to work the owner. So as the owner, as a dog owner, as a master, as a mama, whatever you call yourself, especially with the Chihuahua puppy, since that's what we're here talking about, just because they're small, cute, and adorable doesn't mean they do not need to be trained, and you need to train them. Do not let them get out of control, because then you would have a stereotypical Chihuahua, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it about my Chihuahua puppy. If you guys want, I will come back. Well, I want to, so I will be. I'm going to come back and do another update at 6 months. But just expect to see Milo here around the channel. I actually have started an ASMR a vet checkup thing, because he is so sweet and gentle, and he don't do nothing but sleep. So I am working on that, but he only gives me so much of his attention before he has to lay it down for his nap. He has to work to pay these bills. But like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys follow me on all my socials: Instagram, _, Twitter, _, follow me on TikTok, _. Say hi to me on Facebook, Logan Brienne, and add me on Snapchat, Logan Brienne1. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, whatever day this is, and enjoy your new or up and coming fur baby, and give them lots of hugs and kisses for me. Bye.